Kevin Durant will miss Tuesday's game against the Utah Jazz due to the NBA's health and safety protocols the team announced on Monday. Durant averaging 28 points, 7 rebounds, and nearly 5 assists a game. He's slated to miss the next 4 contests at this point. Our NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski now joining with more. Woj, what else can you tell us about Durant's story?
Yeah, Nabil, remember, Kevin Durant had the coronavirus back in May, but he has tested negative here in the last 3 days. He had close contact to somebody who tested positive, and it puts him right back into that protocol. He continues to have the antibodies in his system, I'm told, and as I said, has tested negative for the virus, but he is still subject to the league's protocols, which means 7 days in quarantine. He will miss 4 games, including tomorrow's game with Utah and a game with the 76ers. This is a big blow for a Nets team that has struggled lately and has dropped to 3-4 with that loss to Washington last night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Not an ideal start for them, again, losing by 1 to Washington the other night. Thank you, Woj. And let's take a look at that upcoming schedule because, like Woj mentioned, very valuable games lost here for Durant. Here are the next 4 opponents. You got the Jazz, you got the Sixers and Thunder, as well as a road game in Memphis in between. So with the condensed schedule, every game so important. If cleared to return, Durant would make his comeback at home against the Thunder a week from tonight. And for more on Durant and the Nets, Tim Legler joining us now. And Legs, the Nets are already missing Spencer Dinwiddie. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. Where is this going to hurt them the most, you think?
Well, look, right now, they're just flat out outscoring people when they do win. And so when you've got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving basically as a 2-man show right now offensively, while a lot of those other pieces are trying to find their way and find consistency, you're basically taking out half of the offense that you've been using to win the 3 games that you have. So that's where they're going to feel it. I think, fortunately for them, they still have an elite offensive player in Kyrie Irving to build your offense around, and you're going to get extended now opportunities out of Karis LeVert. He showed last year he's capable of doing that. But right now, the overall bigger picture with this team is that their defense just hasn't really been something they've worked on. You can tell they haven't touched on it very much. There's a lot that Steve Nash probably wants to implement, but right now their offense is light years ahead of their defense, and that's why they've had a hard time getting some of these wins. They've lost close games because they cannot get stops down the stretch when they need to. That has got to be the biggest area of improvement because you're just not going to have 2 guys go out every night and rotate turns taking shots and expect to fulfill your dreams of winning a championship. That defense has to tighten up, and maybe this is a great opportunity to do that, missing Kevin Durant's 28 points a night.
Legs, you mentioned offense, KD's former team and his former teammate. If you missed it last night, Steph Curry was cooking. How about a career-high 62 points in the Warriors' win over the Blazers? Let's go by the numbers on Curry's masterful night. He is just the 3rd player to record a 60-point game after turning 32 years old, joining Wilt and Kobe, who was the oldest ever to do it. He accomplished the feat in the final game back in 2016. Curry, how about 8 for 16 from beyond the arc? That's his 49th career game with at least 8 triples. That's more than James Harden and Damian Lillard combined, who are 2nd and 3rd all-time in that category. And the Chef poured in 31 points in each half last night. In the process, he became the first player to score more than 30 points in both halves of an NBA game since Pistol Pete in 1977. What stood out, the shimmy looked like it was back, Legs. And Steph is the 2nd leading scorer in the NBA, averaging over 32 points per game. But last night felt different. What did you see from Steph and Steve Kerr's offense?
Well, I just saw a guy last night that I think was reminding people, don't sleep on his greatness. And that's why I said before the season, anybody that underestimates this guy's greatness is making a big mistake, because I saw people thinking the Warriors can't make the playoffs, that maybe the time had passed Steph to be an elite player. I never thought that, never said it, and I never would have bought into that, because what he does to defenses with his motion and activity in his shooting range, he just forces so many communication issues for teams defensively. And when he really gets it going the way that he did early in the game last night, he's capable of putting up huge numbers. Now, obviously, that was a career night, but Steph, I think, has seen, while some guys are trying to find their comfort zone with this team, Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre, a couple new pieces, they struggled to shoot the ball early in the year. James Wiseman is a rookie, so he's right now trying to get out of people's way, basically, and find his way. Draymond Green just came back. So while that's all been going on, Steph Curry has realized he needs to put this team on his back a little bit offensively. And again, have one of those roll back the clock type nights. That was Steph Curry from his MVP years. He's more than capable of doing it. And it's the biggest reason why I think people are going to start taking the Golden State Warriors a lot more serious, because this guy's greatness makes the game a lot easier for everybody else on the floor. And those other pieces I mentioned are just going to get more comfortable as the year goes on.
Yeah, regardless of your allegiance to a team, if you love the league, you love the NBA, you love basketball, it's fun to see Steph back. The Warriors, they host the Kings tonight, Legs. Thank you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.